Hi guys. So this is kind of an interesting discussion this week. How you might obtain funding to support your publishing and marketing efforts for sustaining your writer's platform over time. It's a bit of a shift because, of course, in the old way of doing things, you might get published, and the publisher would be responsible for promotion, and you give them a share of the profits for that. So it is kind of neat in thinking that you're in control, you're keeping 100% of the profits, but then you're responsible for all the funding. So beyond having a full-time job, don't quit your day job kind of attitude to fund things, a few things came to mind. Right now, I have the free WordPress website with blog attached. And if you switched to one that you pay for the hosting, then you can be responsible for the ad revenue, because there's little spaces at the bottom, and you can actually set it up that ads show up on your website and you get the profits. They pay you to use that space for advertising. Whereas when you have a free website, they're using that space, but you're not actually getting the money for it. Interestingly, when I log into my WordPress site, or when I go to WordPress not logged in, I can see ads that I couldn't see before. And it's actually funny because they actually advertise like things, because they know my IP and they know my searches and stuff, just like Facebook. They advertised SNHU on my WordPress site, which I'm fine with. Also, I mentioned that I'm going to SNHU a lot, so my website has keywords like that. So yeah. So anyhow, I just wanted to say that I have heard, like, through the blog universe that, like, say you blogged about your grandma's cancer, you might get weird ads for like questionable cancer treatments and stuff. So you might always not like your ads. So that's one thing about opening your website to ads. But like when you have a free site, it's probably open to some ads anyway. You don't always see it on a desktop computer, but you definitely see it if you ever go to WordPress on your phone and look up your site and you're not logged in as a user, it'll show you some ads. Another thing, for a lot of people were mentioning YouTube last week, and I know that you can monetize your videos, but here's a YouTube trick that I've heard through the YouTube universe. You need 1,000 subscribers and 1,000 hours of content before YouTube will even look at you to monetize, because like if you're not they're not going to waste their time throwing up ads that people hit skip ad after 5 seconds on you as a YouTube content provider if you haven't already got 1,000 subscribers and a minimum 1,000 hours of content. So I'm glad I'm building content by sharing these videos online so far. And lastly, Patreon. Patreon is, like, I've heard this from you about it from YouTubers, but I'm not doing any of this stuff. Like, this is just stuff I've heard. Like I say, I'm not doing the ad revenue on a website yet, and I definitely don't have 1,000 subscribers and 1,000 hours of content so I can monetize my YouTube videos. But Patreon is where your fans can subscribe to you and pay like $5 a month or something, and you can have special videos that just your Patreon subscribers can see. Like, so it's why pay $5 when the content's free? Well, you offer something over and above your free stuff just for Patreon, and you sign up for it like it's like it's not a GoFundMe, because a GoFundMe is like a temporary thing. A Patreon is an ongoing thing, so where your subscribers. But like, I've heard of all these things, but I'm not necessarily comfortable going that route for myself just yet, because I am big on free content. That's why I watch YouTube all the time. One thing I do though is some of my favorite YouTubers that I watch all the time, like I set my iPad up on my dresser and I watch YouTube while I'm making the bed and putting laundry away and stuff like that. But I don't hit skip ad, because I thought, hey, like, I'm over here putting clothes away. I'll just let the ad run. And then I know my YouTuber's getting, instead of getting 2 cents, maybe they're getting 4 cents because I actually didn't skip the ad. So anyhow, monetizing videos on YouTube, eventually Patreon, and then like ad revenue off your website.